Okay, so we've completed the profile, we've completed the front view, so let's go ahead and do the 3/4 view and get a little bit more dimension on the head of the Peregrine Falcon. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. Once again, we've got another photograph that my son Dustin expertly shot of our skull casting replica. And so I'm going to go ahead and knock this back like we do. And let's jump up here and let's start drawing. So once again, thinking about how those feathers come out. You know, they, especially along the neck, along the top of the head, they're a little bit more pressed down. And then here, there's that ridge, that orbital ridge. So look how far out that comes. Now it's going to come straight down, just like so. As the beak, where the sear is on the beak, that comes up in here. Just like so. All right? It's going to wrap around, and then the beak itself, that upper mandible, comes in like this. Just like that. Once again, let's bring this back right about to under the eye, just in front of the center of the eye underneath. And we'll get that tomial tooth right there. It's really strong. Okay, and once again, this on the skull, the beak is slightly open. We're going to go ahead and close that. So I'm just going to pull that lower mandible up a little bit. All right. Actually, I'm going to bring this just down just a hair. There we go, just like that. And then we'll continue to get some feathers right there. Now as we come down, if we draw through, some of the cheek feathers would come through. We'd see a little bit on this side. We'll draw some of those feather textures right there. There we go. Now once again, this scleral bone is oriented in the wrong direction. So just think of it as being more forward looking. And we're going to get that eye in there. Just like that. More forward-looking eye. There we go. Just like so. And you've got this orbital ridge really pronounced right there, right along the top of the eye. I'm just going to follow that in, and it just drops in like so. Okay. There's those bright yellow eyelids. Maybe even a little bit out here. A little bit of yellow coming off the eye as the feathers come out. And right about here we hit those ear coverts. Just like that. There, okay? Once again, got some skin here. It's part of the eye in the lower area. It comes down right there. All this comes right into the mouth. And there's that tubercle right there, right inside the nostril. Here we got some of those crine feathers that kind of stick forward, and they work their way up into this lighter area. On the forehead. There we go, just like that. Once again, let's go ahead and draw that mustache. So it comes down right about here, right under the throat. I'm going to indicate some feathers down here. But it comes down and it starts to come back up. Just like that. And we might even see a little bit of darkness in the 3/4 view over there as well. And as we get up into the ear coverts, it gets a little less distinct, but then comes back around and we get our collar like we drew before. Actually, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. That comes in like so. So there it is. There's our Peregrine Falcon drawn in. Not much to it. Beautiful bird. Big thing about them is making sure you get that eye proportion right. You know, you want to make sure you get the right size. And that toenail tooth. Don't forget that toenail tooth. That's very distinctive on falcons. So let's turn on our, let's turn this off for a second. So I want to grab, let's turn this one off. Let's turn this one on. I want to grab some color. Grab that color. All right. So there's our drawing right there. That feels pretty good. Let's turn that on. You can see that skull under there. There's our skull right there. Now you see how that sucker fits right on there. Look at how much the feathers fluff out from the rest of the body. Now we got that color. Okay, now we're going to get that buff color right underneath. I just put a layer underneath and go at it. It's painted in really fast. I love this color. I love the color combined with that blue-gray slate kind of color on the falcon. There we go. And we'll get some of it up in here. There. Let's get our yellow in there. That Nice bright yellow, lemony yellow. There we go. And we'll get it right here on the cern here. The sear. Not the cern, the sear. C-E-R-E. Sear. Bring it in right there. And we'll get it down here. There we go. I love that yellow. Let's get the eye in there. A dark eye against this bright yellow is so striking. Very, very dark. There we go. Let's get that beak. That blue-gray, almost green. There we go. Let's go ahead and lock that. Whoops. Not turn it off, but lock it. There we go. And I want to get some of that dark. And there we go. So I'm going to go back down into here. Let's lock this up again. And I want to add some of that more orangey buff color. There. Nice. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and add our shadows. Once again, I like starting with this, the orbit here, that orbital ridge. All in shadow, right into here. And the same goes under here. Goes for here, as this part of the cheek turns under. There we go. I'm just going to let this come right down. Like so. Got a little bit of shadow in there. Get some feather textures in here. There we go. Nice. Darken up that nostril and get some shadow under here. Whoops. Shadow under here. A little bit under the eye. There we go. All right, let's put another layer on top. We'll set that to overlay, grab some nice bright warm color. Let's start highlighting. So those ear coverts, we're going to highlight the top edge. They kind of puff out. There we go. Just like that. Now let's put a layer on top. Let's do our sky in the eye. Get a little bit of sky color in that eye. Reflecting back. Add some highlights on the nose. There, nice bright highlight there. Right on the CERN here, or seer I mean. There we go. There. We got some nice color in here. Right along here, we'll just put some highlights, some lighter feathers, catching a little bit of light. There we go. Trying desperately to get that, I want to keep that feather texture simple, not overdone, like so, but still portraying some volume. I want it to show volume. When I'm talking about volume, I mean, roundness and form. And that's what we use the light and dark for. Once you understand that anatomy, then you want to portray that anatomy accurately in its form. We use that, and we use light to do that. Maybe put a little reflected light under here. Maybe a little under the beak. There, just a little bit of reflected light in there. There. Not too bad. There's our Peregrine Falcon. Create some feathers down here. There we go. So there's our Peregrine Falcon 3/4. Remember, you want to think about that orbital ridge on the far side of the head to create that form. You want to see the front plane of that face, and you have to do that by portraying that orbital ridge over there. All right. So I think that covers it. Let's do a little review here. Let's put these into a folder. So there is our group there, and let me turn these off and on. So there's our skull underneath, right there. There's our bird on top. Remember, we moved that scleral bone that holds the eye. We've moved that around so that the eye is oriented the right way. There we go. So there is our Peregrine Falcon head and 3/4. Here we are in front view. Once again, let's look at that. So you can see how much that volume grows when you add those feathers and you get those eyes oriented the right way. All right? So there's that, and then let's review our profile. So there's our profile right there. I think I may have, looking at it now, I may have got his head a little bit high on top. Just looking at it now. Let's go ahead and turn on the bone structure and put a folder there. Well, let's see. Well, it's not too bad. Not bad. I think we could probably have brought it down just a hair. If I do this, we'll merge that group together. If I do that and then just kind of erase away, it feels a little better to me. There we go. Not so large. See, that's where it was. Just took a little bit off the top. So there's that. And let's turn that background off so you can see it better. So there's our Peregrine Falcon in profile. Front view, 3/4 view. So that was a lot of fun. Why don't we go ahead and we will move on to the next video.